have questions, let's get them in. I'll let everybody in. Today, Brent's going to be going over image SEO. After this, they have their CTR manipulation class. So let's get started. All right, got screen share on. You're good to go, Brent.
Great. Everyone can see my screen okay? It seems like the first sentence of every conversation I ever have now is, can you see me on my screen? But yeah, so that's a kind of a segue into what we want to talk about tonight. It's image SEO and how to trick Google into loving your entity or brand. So we'll images, they help build your entity, and Google's all about entities. We've all talked about it tons of times. It's, what is a person, place, or thing? Does it know you as that? And we need to feed that algo with the data and the nodes that connect all those dots that we put out there over, all of our different items, images, YouTube, 2.0s, whatever it is you're putting together. And we need to tie those things all together. And we can use images, video, and audio in our content to do that. So Google Images are image buckets. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So let me go to Google. We'll go roofer. And if you go into the image tag, there's these buckets. And there's a couple of things we can do with them. So obviously what we talked about before is those are great entity words that you should be using in your content. Google's already putting them out there for you and saying, here's all the things that I think of when I think about roofing. There's some outliers like clip art here. That just means that a lot of roofers are using clip art, which is kind of crazy, but that's what it's doing. It's placing these things into buckets. So that being said, I went ahead and here's an image bucket for, here's an image bucket for a keyword search plus geo. And as you can see, the image bucket for this set keyword, my picture's right there. I'm an entity. I'm an entity for marketing within this keyword search. So kind of crazy. And then if you go over to this other bucket, it's business, and the business is my logo. It's my business logo or one of my business logos. So there's a ton of things to be said about what can be done with Google. We all agree that if we go back here, no matter what we put in, what we pin in, all of these things make sense to the niche, all these buckets. So if I can now prove that I can be a bucket, that's pretty powerful stuff. So what does Google see in an image? Really, before we can do this, we need to see what Google can actually see. So let's go to the Vision AI, and we'll grab just one of my pictures here.
Yo, I got in here at 8:02 and you're like 37% through the presentation. What the fuck is going on around here?
No, there's lots going on here.
You guys got started early or something? I mean, really? Where's Will at?
Will's here. So this will load up the picture. I can load the picture. Why is it that it works when I try it and then doesn't work when I want to show somebody it? Why is that the case all the time? Bear with me, sorry. You try, there we go. It'll take a second for the picture to run to register. But as you can see, it's my face. I'm having some dinner. So it tells the the feeling of the picture. So it's joy. And then if we look at the object, it sees my glasses, it sees the tableware, it sees food, it sees a person, a bowl, the clothing. So it's telling everything that's happening inside this picture. So we can use that to our advantage. And then let's look at some labels. It's labeling this is food, glasses, table, same as those other ones, right? Recipes, plates. These are the words that it's associating with this image. And then text, this is really crazy. Look where that green is. It's on the watch. So it's picking up that it was 8:48. Now, that's pretty insane how small that is, right? And this text is really what we're going to be able to leverage. So now that we know what a picture looks like, per se, from Google's point of view, let's go and create a picture. So you can use whatever you like. Let's see here. So I like to use Canva. I'm just not gonna let. But you can use WordPress or sorry, Photoshop or Photopea or whatever it is that you normally use. Okay, so let's just do it with that same picture. So see what we can do with it. So use the same picture. I put this on here just so that would be quicker. So I just made up, some nap with the URL. So Brent Eats, 123 Funtown Avenue, and a phone number, right? And then we can add, let's add a hamburger. Actually, that's helpful.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make a tea real quick, and you probably did already, but in case they didn't catch, right? When Google AI is looking at that photo and it picks up tableware and kitchen and fork and this and that, right? If that was a plumber and that was pipes and tools and wrench, you understand the entity part of what we're doing here? This is why image SEO really, really works. I missed the intro, right? The entities, people, places, and things, right? So we want to give them strings and things, and what those things are: video, audio, image, content, all together, which we tie together with schema, right? But one thing at a time. This is the image part of it. Don't sleep. Don't think we're here trying to waste your time. He already showed you the buckets. If you could get your brand, your image, your client to show up in all or as many of those buckets as possible, and then have the images coming from different URL sources, you are the brand. You are an entity. You are what I'm always fucking talking about. I'll be back after the tea.
Yep. So we'll just download the image. We'll go back to AI and we'll put this image in here and see what it does. So it gives the same thing, food, right? It's giving us very similar thing. Oh my God, it picked up a hamburger. So to Mike's point, that's pretty impressive. What do we want it to be? You start to Google what the biggest tool, to Mike's point, is as a plumber, and you put that in the corner, And now you've got that entity line drawn from you to what a plumber needs. Labels, same. And then text. This is amazing, right? So we used to see that little watch. Now we have the NAP. It's reading the NAP right off the picture with the URL, with the phone number, and with whatever we want to put on here. Now you can take it too far, and I found that if you put image behind it and multiple layers of text, it can take away from it. So you want to you just want to check it. You want to put it in and check it in the tool, and then you get here, right? So this is pretty amazing. Has all of the things that we need, right? It has the NAP. It can see the faces. It can see the objects that we're looking for. This one's really kind of the exciting one, right? 64% of this picture is based around a hamburger. And then you can also, if you can hide the tableware because you can see where these are. If you needed to cut this down so that you didn't see the tableware because it was confusing what the entity you're trying to develop, then that's how you change that picture. You just make this bigger, you cut it out, you put something over top of it, whatever, so that you're moving these words down to what is needed for your niche or what you're trying to fix that for. And yeah, and then text. So we've now got the image, right? So we have this image, and then the next kind of
excuse me. Can you just show the last slide or whatever you were just on?
Yeah. Sorry. There we go.
Oh, yes. Beautiful. Guys, you see it's reading the NAP now, right? Do you understand what this is? Every image you put on the internet, now the NAP is going to be recognized, which immediately tells Google what brand you are, what entity you are, who you are. All right, go ahead, Brent.
All right. So then the next thing is that we want to improve the meta EXIF data. So there's lots of different tools you can use. We're just going to keep going with what we've already got. So where's that folder? We'll just keep going with the same picture. So EXIF data is everything about the image. So in this, I'm not going to do it right now for time's sake, but we can clear. This is just any tool will work. It doesn't matter whatever EXIF change tool you want to use. But if you check this in this particular tool and you clear it, it clears out whatever was in there. But we're just going to go to next. And then we're just going to put Toronto because that's where I'm around. So now it's going to add that to the image, right? And then why is it not giving me the, there we go. Okay, so EXIF general data, this is for the camera right here. So you can do it. You can fill out the camera with your keyword. I've never tested that. I don't know that it's all that important. I do think that Google rewards new images. You're trying to always keep everything current. So I would always change this to, whatever day you put it up, and you can go back and change it later if you like, and change it to a newer date. Okay. And then the author, again, who took the picture, the copyright, all of these things can be added. It's all in the EXIF data, which means it's all it's all red within your whatever, wherever you put it. But really you want the IPTC tag. And then from here, you want to make sure that you have the creator. So what's the creator's name? This is where you want your keyword that you're picking this up. So we put hamburger in there, it picked up hamburger. If this was our keyword was hamburger, then that's where this. Right. And then I would do the same thing here, some different variation, different variation, different variation, and then a different variation of the same thing. Would you add anything to that, Mike? No?
Nope.
Okay. You can go to geotags. You can tag this for local. If you're a GMB guy, you're a local, you want to make sure that you fill out this. You want to fill out the tag, the geotags. And then all it is download the image. Right. We'll go to fix it. It'll put all that data in, and then you download the image. So again, doesn't matter what tool you use, if as long as it does those things, and it'll give you the EXIF. And then we already seen what you can see on it. So we looked at vision and we saw that picture, and we know that we've seen it. When you put EXIF data in it and you look back at the picture, it won't change it. It's all internally to the code of the picture. Right. So what can we do with the image to help? So how to use the images to establish a brand with Google? Well, you take these images now and you use them everywhere. So you want Pinterest, repins, boards, Twitter, tweets, moments, YouTube video, use it for the thumbnail for sure, Tumblr, Google Stacks. And then from there, you're going all out when you take it, and you want to take it to any kind of image sharing site and share it out as much as you can. So two of them here, Imgur and Flickr, but there's lots of other ones. You want to add anything to that, Mike?
No, just basically anywhere you could get them images, you want to get them and get them as many times as you can. You could take the same image and edit the EXIF data and just change one keyword. You could even leave the NAP and logo right where it is, or you can move it a little. I don't. I use Canva, right? And the Canva Pro, and we have templates. And once you have the templates with all the images for every keyword that you use or service, then it's just going in and change the variation, right? If it was roofers Houston, grab that same template, and now it's roofers in Houston, export, then roofers in Houston, Texas, roofers in Houston, TX, right? Why? Because we want an abundance, right? We want to cover every variation. We want to spam the shit out of it. So anything that comes up with roofing, Texas, roofer, TX, roofer, anything, our images come up, which then shows Google, whoa, these guys are on it, right? Same thing when we get to the videos part of it and other parts of it, the content, right? That's what I would add in. It's a barrage of shit, right? Like right here, guys, if you see, it has website. No, so matter of fact, do me a favor, put in roofer and a geo for me, Brent, so we could get a little more localized. All right, so check this out, guys, right? You see this top guy got 3 images. He's doing this thing. Then you have website. See, this ain't a good example. Nobody's really doing it. But let me just paint the picture for you, because I don't have something I can show you guys at the moment. You would put this in. The first result would be like a money site. The second one would be SoundCloud, an image from SoundCloud. The third one might be an image from a GMB post. The fourth one from my Google site. The fifth one from a press release. The sixth one from a Facebook page. The seventh one from a tweet. The eighth from a moment. The ninth from a Twitter post. The 10th from a Tumblr. The 11th from a WordPress. You understand what I'm saying, guys? And then you might see the same image multiple times, but it's not the same image in Google's eyes. And you'll also see, depending on that keyword, right, variations of that keyword. That's when you're smashing it, bro. Like, listen to what I'm telling y'all, guys. Just do this simple little shit and watch a couple, like a week maybe. And if you do it right, you'll see your client stuff in there. And like Brent showed you his face, you'll see their logo. You'll know it's your image because you'll see the keyword and your image to the left of it. And that's when you go,
and then the NAP. So every time someone comes to an image looking for something for roofing, that all these pictures potentially are yours in your geo with your NAP on it. So every time someone opens images, right?
Exactly.
And Mike and I were talking earlier, so I did some research. We were trying to figure out why usually in the past you would see a bunch of images come across a carousel, but the carousel is no longer being covered. So the carousel where you would, if you were very prominent in your niche and with your brand, you would get this this carousel of images across the bottom, and it would just be all of your images. But that's not showing up as much. It doesn't show up in SEMrush anymore as a SERP feature. So I will do some more research and get back to if it's gone altogether or they're just not reporting on it anymore. And then, you know, there's some ninja tricks to upload the images to AWS. It's 3 sites, photos for Google, use the images in an order share for gigs. So this is just a, you know, see if I can get this to.
That's just an example. So guys,
Yeah.
right, I'll take a bunch of images and then we host them on S3 and then, you know, use those links, build links to that, send traffic to that, get those out there. We'll do the same thing with Google, right? Upload them to photos.google. You could also put them in Google, like a Google Stacks, the way we do Google Stacks, and make that drive or that folder public, right? All of these things are putting the images out there. Don't sleep on Pinterest. I done told you this many times, many times. Pinterest is powerful. Tumblr images is powerful. There's way more power in images than y'all think. I was sleeping myself, trust me, but that was like a while ago. I've been on this for a hot minute. This is one of my little tricks to tie everything together, right? You got to give them what they want.
So when I did this, I labeled an image, every one of the buckets, and then put it all into a Google Drive share folder, and then drove traffic to that share folder. And this is the outcome, right? So and I'm sure that I'll start to pop up in the other ones once that time starts to go. You know, it still takes time, and the amount of traffic I'm running to it is maybe 2 clicks a day.
Guys, also, right, I forgot to put this in the PowerPoint. It's my first time really messing with a PowerPoint in quite some time. When you do this, the image sharing site, I forgot to put social share. So like you could, like, you know, get your tweet retweeted by someone with that image. Now your image is on multiple accounts, right? Which just helps. And same image might pop up multiple times on that image tab, leading to different accounts or links, right? Either way, it's all you, and it shows, whoa, who is this guy? So keep that in mind.
Yeah, it just widens that big net. And again, we've talked about it a ton of times on here. That's part of the reason why I use Tumblr the way I use it. So let's go back and get some questions about what we got. Show us your shutdown. So, what is the best? So 405 by 300 is the right GMB size. So if you're really trying to work your GMB, then, and that's going to be kind of the starting of your why you're creating content, why create it twice is, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. So if you're gonna host it on a GMB, then use that size, and then it can go out to everyone from there. What is it? How do we optimize it before I upload to lose the exit data? Yeah, if you go in and put an image into your GMB and upload it, there was all kinds of talk about how the exit data was stripped But if you go in and reopen the image, it's there. So if it's there when you reopen the image, then it's being read. Do you use a tool to alter the image bytes? I don't. There's some new file. I'm just starting to do some research on some new file formats that are quicker. There's Chris Palmer has a really good video on it. He explained it not too long ago. So I think that's probably where I will move next.
What was that you just said? Sorry, I zoned out.
My next step would be different file formats for images that are quicker, reduces the size. But that's mostly for, you know, none of the stuff that we're talking about right here is just, that would be for on your site, just so you don't have bloated images on your site.
Copy that.
Great job. One of our virtual assistants do this with this SOP. Well, you focus main money making, but yeah, for sure. Jeff, you're always thinking. You always got a guy for the job. I like it. Mike, how many images do you usually create for a GMB or website?
That's kind of a crazy question. A lot.
Yeah, it never ends.
Continuous.
Yeah. I would do at least the words that Google suggests at the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Yeah,
good point. Sure. I don't mean to say of course like that, but whoever said that comment, fuck right. That's right.
Yeah,
who's that?
Jeff Veal.
Oh, the OG. Okay, of course. This shit is none of this shit is new to this man. So yeah, absolutely that. And you want to answer questions too, right? Again, right? What's the image that we're using? Let's dive a little deeper, right? So like next week, we're going to get into the videos, right? Video citations and shit, or one form of them at least. So the image thumbnail, right? For YouTube, oh baby, I go banana with them things, right? So it's like that same image, right? For you know, roofer, no, that's too broad. Best senior care provider in San Diego, right? Like that might not fit all on the image, right? But actually it will. I'm gonna make it fit, right? Because it doesn't have to be big as long as Google reads it. Then I'm doing a video with that, a blog post with that, a press release with that, a tweet with that, a Twitter moment with that, right? And the fucking just stack all that shit up. And then sometimes without traffic, to be honest with you, I got the case studies to prove it. I just can't fucking show them, right? With no traffic at all. Pop page one, multiple videos, image carousel when it was there, which ended up turning into knowledge panel, you know? So just do what we say. I sound like a dictator, but shit, you want to get results. Do what we say, right? Don't fucking deviate. Don't try to like, oh, I'm gonna get it. Just y'all SEOs, do what you do on your own tests. When we're asking y'all to do something, do it how we ask y'all to do it, right? So that at the end, when we say, me and Brent, so what's the results you got? We're like, good, right? And then, hey, could you leave us a video testimonial or something like that, right? Because when you don't follow the exact fucking shit that we're telling you, then I don't want to hear it if it doesn't work, period. I don't. So just simple ass shit, man. Just put your keyword, your napping website, your logo on top of some images and get them out there. If you got IFTT, when you put it once, it's out there on its own. Then a little extra work and you're good. And remember, if you're going to attack a keyword, make sure the image is used and it correlates everywhere that it goes, right? You don't want a different keyword on, you understand? Just make it all nice and neat. Hope that makes sense.
So Brian asked, will it work with a lead gen where I don't have an address?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I need to do some more testing just because of NAP change, but for all of the other stuff, just having it out there with your brand name on it, you're definitely going to show up.
It works without that. I got SABs and still does it. Not as good because the address is not there, period. You know, SABs just suck, but you can still get your entity in there.
Yeah, I've said in here a ton of times how the address is buried inside your GMB in the source code. But Brock and I talked on here one night, and then I went and looked, and I can't find it anymore. So
yeah, I was about to say you can still find that shit because it's been a while. I haven't been able to find it.
Yeah, so it's a different world now. So I don't know the actual impact, but if Mikey says it still works, it still works. I have some lead gens, but I was doing them when I was using a NAP based on the buried address. Good shit. Easy way to get your business everywhere. All keywords, at least in an image search. Still powered up. Overall brand. Love it. Great. Thank you, Seth.
Patrick, way more than 50 images per GMB, bro. Just imagine every GMB post is a new image. I do a post once a day, you know what I mean? Or 5 times a week. So in a month, how many images is that? Got it? And that's without uploading additional images. That's just GMB posts.
Okay. What is the fastest way to get optimized images posted to Pinterest? Try to speed up the pin creation. And you also add many copies of the pin, or mostly just headlines and optimized images. Mike, did you have an answer for that?
I kind of heard you whispering. Could you read the question out again?
Oh yeah, what is the fastest way to get optimized images posted to Pinterest? They're trying to speed up the process.
We stopped automating that. I used to do a lot of Pinterest spam, conversation for another day, but we do that manually at the moment. No, actually, I'm lying. It's through IFTT, so we're not heavily spamming with Pinterest at the moment. Sounds like you are, though. I used to be fun.
Are there automation tools for this?
There are, but you got to be careful. I'm
know.
not going to suggest none, because if you got a Pinterest account that's worth, got any traffic, I don't want to suggest some old tool I ain't used in a while, and it might get your account banned.
No, I think this is a different question. I think this is based on just on XF data and making images with. So if you want to automate it, I'm not a Photoshop guy per se, but there's variables. You can make variables in Photoshop. So R1 equals some image URL, and it'll put the NAP on top of a bunch of pictures. So there is an automation way to do it. I just don't do it. Squoosh is a great site, drag and drop to shrink images to different formats. Okay. Based on Mike's G-Stack, how thorough that is. I am right in saying that, Mike, you use like 50. Oh, you answered that already. Senior care. Woohoo. Listen to the man, people. Can I be your VA without any pay?
That's a good one.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Cool. So that's the question. Is there any other questions on what we showed today? You guys can try this. Oh, it's a tool from Adam. Nice.
So real quick, this doesn't, like, how does this affect ranking a GMB? Have you been here the whole time? I'm not trying to be an asshole, right? But we already said that. I said it at least twice already. You got to feed Google entity. Let them know who you are. That's how it helps. Is doing this going to make your green grid? No, it's not. It's a part of the puzzle. Got to stack pieces together. Connect the dot. This is a big dot.
That's a long conversation. Can you guys riff on ways leverage these images, assets, and schema? Connect different node points?
No, Seth, you already answered your own question, bro. Have mad fun. It's endless what you could do.
Yeah.
And that's too deep of a comment. I'm not getting into schema. That's too much.
Put this in
Too much and too many ways to do it, too many styles. It's, you know, once you get started, you could do whatever. All right, you know what I'm saying. Good looking stuff.
To put this in perspective, how much of your resources, time, effort, VA do you dedicate to images versus other tasks?
Patrick, you overthinking it, my brother, please.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I notice about you guys. I love the questions, but you overthink shit way too much. It makes me show me that I need to stop overthinking as much as I do and just take the action. To answer your question at the same time, right? I tweet a lot. I do videos all the time. I do GMB posts all the time. So every fucking day, my team is working on images daily. Hope that answers the question. That's how important images are. Say it again. Every day, I have one person that just does images and the tweets and the whole little cycle, right? My little thing that he does. That's all he does.
Susie gives a high five, so thank you.
What else we got? When you do a blog post, that blog post is about senior care in San Diego. If there's not a fucking image on that page saying that keyword on it, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, not getting it, right? You got to have that on. We got to tie it all together, right? That's the image that's going to also be on the GMB post and everywhere else I've mentioned. It's just going to be different EXIF data on each one, make it so it's unique, right? With those tools, you take one image, you can make 20 copies of the same image to feed it the data you want.
Bob H wants to know how big your team is.
10 plus. As of late. Used to be 4, 5, now 10, above 10.
Patrick, I'm having difficulty.
And hold on a minute, sorry. The one person is for a team of 4. And then, so realistically, there's 3 VAs all day working on images. If you want to look at the whole team, like, because a lot of images need to be done, especially with them hero stacks. Robert, we're talking about, hey, Brent, real quick, go to slide 1 real fast. Let's.
Brian,
yes, you could do that, bro. You could scrape royalty-free images and then do your thing on top of them. Absolutely.
yeah, and if you clear the EXIF data, then you can add it to, you can make it local. At nothing less, if you're using, you know, scrape royal, you want to go into Canva and just add some blue in the blue sky, and then it's no longer a stock image. Right?
Yeah, guys, there's also free tools out there or paid, right? Where you could take a video from YouTube and find the part that's of your niche. And then you tell it, I want to take this amount of images and this amount, every X amount of frames. And from like 3 seconds of video, you could get 80 unique images, right? Because like it might be a bird flying, right? And one image, his wings are like that. And the other one just moved just a little, just any little bit. It's a unique image. Right? So getting images is not hard. You really want to smash it. You get real images from your client. Now you're really winning because it's all the data you really need is on the cell phone, right? But more so it's real work, real. And Google knows this versus stock images. Even when you edit it, what they're going to pick up on that, it just hits home harder. And that does help with ranking. You start using a bunch of real images from people out on a job or people in your client's office or whatever it might be, that helps. That definitely boosts that brand authority and trust.
And client added photos.
Absolutely.
Is big step.
Which is why we do that when we do the reviews that we do. Right? I'm leaving a review. Here's an image of me here.
I came in late. We're talking about putting the data in the EXIF or on the actual image or both. We talked about both.
Okay, so you want to run through the slide real quick so he can see? So we're talking about how we use images to help build our entity.
I showed it.
All right, hold on. Yep. So got the buckets.
There we go.
So yeah, showing how to make an image, put the EXIF data on it, right? I don't know, Robert, have you seen the Google Cloud Vision, the AI reader? Okay, so yeah, showing how to manipulate that data, you know, to let it read what we want it to read, our NAT, our logo, our keyword that we're targeting. That's why we use a lot of images, right? A lot of keywords, a lot of variations. And then once we have those images, next slide, Brent, please. Where we use them, right? And this is just a couple of examples: Pinterest pins, repins, boards, Twitter moments, YouTube thumbnails with the exclamation point, because those are fire, fire, fire. Tumblr, Google Stacks, the image sharing sites, Flickr. You know, you want to get it out, embeds. You know, you could put that image using it in a map embed gig along with your GMB map. Even if you're not doing GMBs, this will help with organic. This is just a brand boosting thing. It's not just maps here. Next slide, please. So these are, I think I just said all that, where to put them. Okay, I think Robert got it. And then Robert, I also like to make buckets, S3 buckets in Google, you know, Cloud, get all them images up there, run some links to it, send some traffic to it. Either outsource or die. Willie will. Yeah, you should not be doing this. You should not be doing this. That is for sure. Any question, guys?
Yeah, so Jeff says, great if client sends you real photos that you can manipulate as a client feels involved. As an agency owner, i.e. business owner, you should be doing 10% or less of the work. Otherwise, you will never get to scale. Willie will. True words.
Guys, just out of curiosity, who after this will be hopping on to our course? Yo, Will, where's your link at in case people here are not in the course and want to join?
You can drop yours, man. I'll have to go on Thrive Card and grab it.
No, I'll grab yours, man.
Had someone just write me and ask me if my course was the same. I said my course ain't got shit to do with what y'all got. So mine was like a year ago, bro.
Yo, you got a new mic you're using, Will?
Nah, I'm downstairs because my internet upstairs was sucking. So I came downstairs and used this mic that's on one of these headsets I bought for the boys.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't sound as good, does it?
I don't know if it sounds clear. It sounds different. I'll say that. Let me see. How do I find this? William Jones right here.
Robert needs the link too for our course later.
I'm trying to find the affiliate option. Did you know this shit is so new to me? But I've been getting through it. Rank 4.
How is New Orleans, bro?
Oh man, it was awesome, bro. Oh man, I gained 8 pounds out there. Yo, the food is astronomical. Like, oh man, yeah, the food was good, and the event was great. Networking was awesome. Meeting people. I spoke for the first time.
I seen that. It was you that said you had you on the thing. I was like, Mike speaking. What the fuck did y'all give him? Give him some like crypto? I mean, like, this is called deaf here, Mike. This is deaf. I'm gonna give you this, and you just gotta speak.
Oh, me and Brock was up there, and we just freestyled it, bro. No presentation, no nothing. You know, no PowerPoint.
What did y'all talk about? Besides
GMB,
obviously CTR, but
CTR and GMB shit, like stuff I just kind of went through: images, videos, knowledge panels, branded traffic for quite a while, and brand.
Oh, by the way, yeah, we've been running those reviews. Every review we're doing, thank you, sticks. So we've been doing all them reviews on everything. There was one guy, it was a client, this typical client, anybody in his agency work, this is what happens. clients pissy because they didn't get everything they thought they're going to get. They want certain backlinks and shit. But yet, took his GeoGrid from red as shit, nowhere to be found. It's already about halfway solid green 1s and 3s through what we're doing with them, the CTR and the reviews and shit like that. So
Nice.
you see this.
Nice. Yo, when people send me results and shit, bro, I so bad just want to be like, yo, can you post that in my group and just tag? Like sometimes people do it without telling me. Those I leave, right? But when some of them I just want to ask, like, oh, this shit, like, you know what I mean? Because I can't show too much of my stuff. So, and yo, if y'all get results, man, send me a motherfucking screenshot, tag or post it in the group, tag me. You don't have to show the client or whatever, you know, as much as you're willing to show, be great, man. Just even if it is a private message, don't got to be in the group, just for self-gratification. Like, oh, it really is worth doing this, you know? Yo, Will, matter of fact, I think they finished your stack, right?
Yeah, I just got it because you sent to me. I haven't even looked at it. Like I can't
Yeah, I haven't looked at it neither.
I can't email you. I just I needed to send you something. I'm like, no one can email me, bro. I'm about ready to get a fax machine.
Yeah, bro, you don't. When I try to email you, I get bounce backs and. If anybody in here paid, you got to send me a messenger chat and show me that you paid so I can send you the link if you don't have it. Please and thank you. If you don't have my Facebook page, please let me know. Yo, like everybody that's been in here, matter of fact, if you're not new and you've been in here for a while, like, are you doing CTR? Have you gotten results? Like, what's the deal? Like, me and Brent need some reviews for our sales page. What's going on? It's quiet in here tonight. I think Craig Campbell wore them out yesterday.
We got 30 something people in here too, bro.
It's quiet. It's quiet. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a shocker yesterday, bro. It was a shocker. I was waiting for somebody to be pissed off, but luckily,
what?
Yeah, you know how people are, bro.
Oh, because of the dog?
Oh, trust me. Yeah. Don't mean it's a doll. They be tripping, bro.
Are you serious?
People trip over stuff, man.
Man, fuck that. Yo, Craig is beast, bro. I think I messaged you. I didn't even know that he was so
He's
like
he is the only
like, he's mad approachable.
This is why I say so many times over and over and over and over again, no disrespect to anybody, but he's probably the one SEO that, you know, he's the only SEO I've ever had publicly on YouTube and publicly on Facebook apologize for the stupid shit he said or acted or issues he's had with me. And then he's the only one that ever reached out to me. He's the only one that ever, like, you know, went, you know, said, he gave me advice when I was first starting out on YouTube. So he's always been like really approachable, down to earth type guy, you know, in the quote unquote SEO world. You know, when I'm talking about SEO world, I mean, like, you know, Matt Diggity and like, you know, the big boys and shit. But because he had that one time, he had a freaking troll come in and saying, William, William says you can't do this. And then he went ape shit on the live and then afterwards deleted it. And then he messaged me and then we talked. I said, I didn't say nothing, man. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Then he apologized. He's the only one that's ever done that, man. Ever. So he's very approachable, down to earth. Me and him are actually going to be starting to do lives together weekly starting this week too. So on his channel.
Nice.
But, yeah. All right, guys. I mean, if y'all don't have any questions in here, I don't.
Yeah, word. I was about to say we was gonna cut it a little short.
They're about to do their own class anyway. So yeah, you met Craig at Rockstars Conference 2019. He does a lot of really big events too. So yeah, he does 3 million a year in affiliates. So he's a multi-millionaire. So he's on a whole nother level. So, and he used to do agency work, so he can consult a lot of times agency stuff because, you know, he's he's been successful, failed, lost it, and rebuilt it back up too. So, all right, we're gonna cut it short. Yo guys, if you're not in it, go ahead and go to the next class, and then I will see y'all later today with Link Daddy and some backlinking tactics and stuff. Okay, and I'll make that announcement later. You have a good day. Be blessed.
Jeff, yes,
Thanks, everybody.
peace out.
Appreciate it.